how widget gets rendered in the background. So we have a widget tree, Flutter uses it, and that holds all the configuration of the widgets. So for example, we have a text, it holds the value and the styling, and if there's a text input field, it holds a decoration styling, the text and everything related to that. Then we have an element tree. Element tree reference to widget configuration, like it stores the reference. So like every there is a reference, like one reference is like A0BG5 and the other one is same like that in that same format. And then there is a render tree. A render tree handles geometry of the widget. So like that includes like the constraint, size, and offset. You might be confused, like widget tree also handling the styling, and render tree is doing the same. The difference between is like in the widget tree we define the configuration, and render tree decides where should it place the widget on the screen. So for example, it could be like 10 centimeter on a small screen, but it could take like a 30 centimeter on the big screen, tablet, or on TVs. It could take like more space. So that measurements are decided by a render tree, and element tree provides a reference. So like it's linked with the reference is linked with the widget tree, also with the render tree. One difference is that like widget tree can be rebuilt frequently. Like whenever you call set state or you changed anything, whenever set state gets called, it gets built. Or you can say like whenever the build method is called, it gets rebuilt. But the element tree, it's not important for the element tree to rebuild itself over and over again. And same with the render tree, like it's not important for a render tree. We'll see this and I'll explain this in this video. So let's go to the example. Make a small change. I'm going to remove these visibility modifiers now, and I'm going to show the relevant button based on the condition. So I'm going to just remove this widget, and I'm going to see if it's sign up. If authentication type is sign up, it shows adaptive button of sign up. Otherwise, I want to show this flat button. So I'm going to cut it and paste it here. And let's remove this visibility modifier. So here, based on conditions, we are changing objects. But in this condition, we are just changing the values. Let's change this as well. Instead of changing the values in a single text object, I'm going to take this out. And I'm going to add this condition here. So if it's sign in, I want to show the text. I want to show the text, that is create account. Otherwise, I want to show something else. So I'm just going to copy this, as I'm going to create a separate object now instead of changing values. So let's do this, and yeah, so remove it. If it's sign in, then we don't need this condition. Okay, that's fixed. Or else already have an account. Sorry, login. So now what happens, like when set state changes, it creates a text object, or else when it changes, it creates another text object. You might have noticed previously we were just changing the values in a single text object. So let's run this now. We've restarted the application, and let's run the .devtools. So you can see here, this is called the whole widget tree, and there are references stored to widget objects and also the render positions. So first of all, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna work with the text. So as you can see, we have this text that says create an account. I'm gonna just change the text. Now, as you can see, it's visible in the render tree. So I've pressed it, it has changed, but here it doesn't change. The reason why is because we need to refresh this tree. So I refresh it again, and now it says already have an account. So let's note this thing. This is the render object that stores all the positions, like what's the size and all the constraint, how it should be painted, and everything related to that. And also, it has a reference. So I want you to store these two values in references. You can pause this video, and later you can check it in the end. So I'm gonna just take a screenshot so I can upload it on the Medium article. And you can see now it's changed. So currently it's already have an account login. I'm gonna change it again. Refresh my tree. Sorry. Refresh my tree. And now it says create an account. So as you can see, the references, it's almost the same, even though we recreate a new text object, but in order to save the CPU, and instead of creating new objects, it checks that it's a text object instead of creating a new one. Let's use the same referenced one and change the value inside that. So now, on the other hand, we're gonna check the login button. So now we have the sign up button here. I'm gonna refresh tree and check the raise button. Actually, now it's a completely different object. So has got lots of stuff here and going on, but as you can see at many places, that's fine. That's the render object here, and you can see the references stored to it. Let's not highlight it so it's more visible. So yep, you can see the render object reference. And now I'm gonna change this view. It's login now. I'm gonna refresh that. Now it's a flat button, and you can see the reference is stored to it and the values of render object. So in the video, we have created a text that says text create account, and Flutter creates an element and a render tree that designs all the positions and reference towards the reference of the text. So it's linked with the widget tree, and it's linking to render tree as well. Reference is acting as a middleman between them. And then we pressed the button like, oh no, I already have an account. I need to sign in. So Flutter creates another text widget, and then it sees that it's the same thing that was already there, but the value has changed. So instead of like redrawing the whole widget tree, it just changes the configuration in the background and points the reference to the new text. We changed the widget type completely, and we replaced raised button with the flat button. So what's going to happen in the beginning? The widget tree defines the configuration of a raised button. It creates a reference for that and draws the widget on the screen, and the reference holds the configurations and the positioning, the geometry, and later on when we call set state, it creates a flat button. Now flat button is a completely different widget than raise button. It has different configurations, so it creates a separate reference for that and draws it on the screen, creates a geometry, and now it seems like we do not need the raise button anymore, so it destroys the raise button completely out of the screen and saves the memory. I've written an article on the same video, so have a look at that. I'll attach the link in the description of video, so you can find the link from the video description. Read that article as well to make your concepts more nourished. And if you have any questions to ask me, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You can find the source code here as well by clicking here. That's a GitHub source code link. And clap at least 50 times here. I cannot upload my own story, so yeah, clap at least 50 times. And if you have any questions, do comment here or under my YouTube video. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can find the code in the description below. Follow me on Medium. I'll upload an article related to that video, so if you don't understand or you need to copy the code, you can go there as well, and it's going to be really simple. Have a good day. Thank you.